Hey girl.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to see you. I haven't seen you forever.
Hi. I know. I miss you.
I
I haven't
miss
seen
you.
anyone in forever.
Oh my gosh, girl. I know. I feel like I do see you, but I don't, if you know
I
what I mean.
know. I know exactly what you mean. Yes.
My
Anyways,
goodness.
how
I
are
know.
you?
Well, so good. Thanks for agreeing
Of
to
course.
join me for a little bit. I was telling you, everybody's doing lives. I'm like, who should I like talk to? And I was like, dear Lan, I love her and I miss her. And I constantly get questions regarding social media. And girl, like, not just because you're my friend, honestly, you are amazing. And you guys, I mean, if
Thank
you
you.
don't follow her, you have to. And like the biggest thing, like you are who you are. Like I know you as a friend and you're the
Yeah.
same person like on social media. And I love that because a lot of
Oh,
times you can meet some people who are like, oh my word, like who is this, you know? So
yeah, of
you're amazing. So thank you for like joining. And I'm just, want to jump into this
course.
really quickly.
Of course.
But
I'm so glad.
yeah,
Sorry.
thanks.
My dog is
No.
begging to get up.
Oh, cute, Riley. So cute. Hey,
Okay.
girl. Okay, so tell me like really quickly, we don't have that much time, but a little bit about yourself. Like, you have a blog and obviously social media. And so I think like I'll just maybe ask you some questions and you can
Yeah.
just kind of answer. But so my first question, why did you decide to become a fashion blogger or like a blogger?
I think I just, oh, okay. So I kind of started blogging in 2015. And I think that was
Mhm.
like at the very beginning of when it was like a thing. And I
Uh-huh.
did it just for fun, literally just for fun as a hobby. And so I just started sharing my outfits because I liked clothes and I think it was just creative for me. And then it was when I started it on Instagram. So, and then like in the summer of 2015, I got questions like, oh, where's your outfits from? And
Uh-huh.
so I started the blog and then it just kind of took off from there. And I would say now, um, the blog is like more, I don't know, I think people are really into Instagram and really into,
Mm-hmm.
TikTok and really going all different directions. And so that's kind of like, I'm just kind of following it wherever it goes. And so I think I
Totally.
started off sharing like all clothes and then now I'm sharing like, you know,
Everything.
food, toothpaste, like
Yeah.
whatever, like whatever.
But I love it because in a way it's like so natural for you. It's not like it's not weird, you know what I'm saying? It's like, girl,
Yeah,
I literally buy everything you like link on Amazon and it's like it's legit. It's not like the stain remover is amazing. Are you
it
kidding
is.
me?
I know. Oh
I
my God,
love
I know.
it. So
So
that's
fun.
really cool.
So
And then
fun.
okay, so what did it take for you to start a business? Like was it super easy or like did you have to invest into it? Like obviously time, but at the same time, like what else? Like how was it?
Yeah, I think whatever so like I said, I started like a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like even like a hobby, I think would cost money. And
Yeah,
so for
totally.
me, it was kind of like an investment, more so a time investment, I think, than
Yeah.
anything at the beginning, because I saw it growing and then I liked what I was doing. And so I just started doing more and more and more. And so I think the more you do, the more time it takes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so but as I was doing it, like to this day, I still love it probably
Mm-hmm.
more than I did when I started.
So cool.
And so I think just like the investment of time, I think is like the number one thing um, that it is. And so I think for me, it's just like the time, I guess, is number one. But then like if you want it to be a business, and there was a point where I did want it, to be my full-time job, then I kind of had to put like
Mm-hmm.
a lot more time, and B, a lot, like not a lot, but at that time, like it was a lot for me of money, like towards like pursuing things that I wanted to do. So if it was like wanting to share clothes, like even to this day, like, I still buy all of the clothes for my
Yeah,
try on
for
hauls
sure.
because I always want to be real and like authentic. And so
Mm-hmm.
I literally never want someone that follows me to buy something that I personally wouldn't spend my own money on because
Totally.
I feel that that's not real. And so if
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend my money on it, I'm definitely not going to tell somebody else to spend their money on it. And so I get asked, a lot like, oh, do you actually use the stuff you recommend? And every
Mm-hmm.
single thing
Yeah,
that I recommend,
you do.
I do. And like my family buys. So if I'm going to tell my family to buy it,
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
I don't know. I don't know if that makes
I
sense, but
remember
yeah.
like girl to this day, I remember the example you even told me. It's like when you just started and some random, I think it was it Christmas candles that reached out to you,
Yeah.
and they're like, we're gonna pay you so much money, and literally you're like, no. So
Yeah.
like, and I was like, this is so cool because like I think even from in the beginning for somebody who wants to like start like
Yeah.
any kind of offer, it's like, oh my goodness, yes, like I'll do
Yeah.
it right away. So that's
Exactly.
I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah,
So were you
exactly.
profitable right away or no?
No,
Like,
no. As far as like a business standpoint goes, I think like, I think being dedicated, if it was something,
mhm,
if anything is something you really want to do, you can make it happen. And so I think like for me, I realized, oh my gosh, I love this so much. Like this is what I want to
mhm,
do. I literally love what I do. Like I love sharing everything on social media.
mhm,
I love sharing my life on social media. But like when I realized like, yeah, this is something I want to do, like I pursued it really hard. And I think that um like as far as an investment goes, like I put the time, I put the money, and I put the effort there
totally.
because that was my intention, was to do that. So I don't know if that answers your question.
No, totally. What do you think if someone wants to start like blogging or
Social media.
Instagramming, whatever social media, do you think it's too late, right? Like to start right now? Like honest
No,
opinion.
I don't think it's too late by any, like I said, like I think if you want to do something, like you'll if it's like your greatest intention, like whatever your greatest intention is, I
Hmm.
think will like play out. So like if it's your like greatest intention to do that, not saying it's like better than any other. So like, it's like a great intention, to be a mom too. So it's just like wherever your
Totally.
greatest lies at the
It's like how
moment.
much you want it,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And so if it's like something you want like a ton, I think nothing like the climate of wherever it is, you could still do it. And so I think, though, I would say like not to be afraid to like adopt
Hmm.
new things or to look stupid. And
Yeah.
so like I feel like I look stupid all the time trying
No.
new stuff. And so I don't know. I like, for example, TikTok. I feel like um
I love
that I
TikTok.
was
It's getting so
yeah,
fun.
yeah, it's getting fun, but I feel like the earlier you jump on the new
Yeah.
train, the
Yes.
better for you. And so like I think like when I started, no one else, not no one else, but like a lot of my friends that are bloggers weren't like really doing it yet. And I kind of felt stupid, but I was like, okay, well, if this is the new thing,
Yeah.
then I'll be just that much more ahead by the time that, everything
Totally.
goes. Um, and so like I don't ever regret, like some stuff has panned out like, oh, really awesome. Like TikTok, for example, now it's growing and I'm glad I
Yeah.
jumped on the train, but I've jumped on other stuff that like never panned out. And so you just try. I say just try new stuff. If it's something you want to do, just try and keep trying until something works. You know what I mean?
Totally. I don't know if you can see the comments, girl, but everybody's like, we love Jerry Land. We love her family. Like,
I'm
I
looking.
love
I
that.
haven't been
They're like, we're
looking.
all best friends.
I'm
Like, I love your
distracted.
little, it's so sweet.
We
But
are.
talking about family, like, how do you, like, I'm a mom of two,
Yeah.
and girl, it's a lot. Like, how do you balance being a mom and like owning your own business and like running the whole thing?
Hmm.
How does it work for you?
Uh, okay. So like, obviously my family, I've like learned to just include my family in all of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think you're right. Like I have to take time to just obviously be with Rhett. Like he's very important to me. And then with Daniel. And I think just implementing things,
Mm-hmm.
especially for like a job that, I like literally, I told you at the beginning, like I love what I do. Like I could do it
Totally.
24/7 and I do it 24/7, but I love it. And so, I think incorporating my family is a big thing. Like I
Yeah.
try to just show everybody like our normal life. And I think just balancing it, I don't know. I think bringing like my everyday into it is
Mm-hmm.
is like a way that I do it. And then I think just like I know what I need and I work from nine to five ish.
Mm-hmm.
Like is when I'm like dedicated work
You have a
time.
schedule. Got
Yeah.
it.
And so I have someone who takes care of Brett. My mom takes care of Brett from 9 to 5.
That's awesome.
And then I just like make sure that when he's home, like between 5 and 8, when he goes to bed, that I'm like pretty present with him. And so, and not as much on my phone. So like my stories slow down and then they like pick back up after dinner,
Yeah.
like when he goes to bed and stuff.
Girl.
So I think I just, I think everybody's just doing
No.
the best they can.
No, you're amazing. And I constantly talk to my husband. I was like, Mish, I don't know how she does it. Like you do it, like I'm serious. And I'm not trying to like whatever. But honestly, girl, like I'm so proud of you. And like
Thank you,
every
sister.
day I was like, how does she have time? Like, and I see your whole family. I see Daniel. I see your Rhett. I see your dogs.
Yeah.
Like I love it. But like you're right.
Yeah.
Like, and if you didn't love it, you would not be able
No.
to do what you're doing. You know what
So
I'm
true.
saying? Like if you were doing it for whatever, like any
Yeah.
kind of reasons. And I remember you telling me if you get into this like social media because of money, you're like never do it because you're gonna like
So
burn
true.
out. It's not worth it kind of thing for you. So
Yep.
other
It's
questions I have, what about like comparison? Like do you deal with that or like early on, like how do you deal with like because I mean it's an issue in every sphere, like
yeah.
comparing, you know?
Yeah.
But for you personally, how do you deal with that and like
Okay,
how does
I'm
it
gonna
work
be
for
honest.
you?
I don't think I've told anybody yet, except like Lissa, who works with me, and my assistant. Um, Lissa's my assistant, and then Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, about 2 months ago, I, not for any malicious purposes at all, but I muted pretty much everybody in my industry. Not unfollowed because I love them,
Mm-hmm.
but I just muted them. The reason why it was not as a malicious thing. It was not, I was just struggling with comparing and like making
Wow.
sure that, I guess just like making sure that like what I was doing wasn't because I was inspired by somebody else, but just because it was really my genuine idea. And so I think I muted a lot of people on stories just so that I could like
Mm-hmm.
focus on what my audience would want to see and
That's
like
awesome.
how I could help them. And so without copying somebody else. And so, I guess that was just like what I did. So for me, that has helped a lot. So I think like if you're struggling with comparing yourself, maybe just like, maybe take time and mute it. I don't know, like turn it off
Yeah,
for a little. And so I had to do that. And I think I've seen my business grow and I've had like so many new ideas,
that's so
so many
fun.
different ways I can help people that like, that's my goal. Every morning when I wake up, it's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what can I offer them today that's going to like help them make their life better, make them laugh, make them whatever. Like
Yeah,
that's my goal. And so every day, that's kind of like what I wake up trying to do. And so for me, like to compare myself, I wouldn't be offering the best that I could to them, I guess.
totally. And
Yeah.
especially like they're following you because it's you, it's nobody else.
Right.
But yeah, girl, and I understand too, but there's like a lot of pressure to it too, right? Like you kind of constantly have to be, I mean, you're naturally creative, so I think it's easier in a way because like,
Yeah.
and it's more like your outlet, but
Yeah.
still like the pressure of like, okay, well, what's out there, you know?
Yeah.
I
No, for
mean,
sure. I think
but
like, yeah, I think for me too, I like stopped caring so
yeah.
much about making everybody happy. And I think I stopped caring about like people, I think love, like if you're going to start like wanting to do social media, I think you just need to like stop and think about who you are. And like, for me, for example, like I always want to be real. So like, I just stopped caring. Like I started going on stories on
That's
without
awesome.
makeup, showing like
Yeah.
my messy house. Like nobody's life is
Mm-hmm.
perfect. And to be honest, nobody wants to see perfect, I don't think
Totally.
anymore. And so, I think it just makes people feel bad. And like nobody wants to feel bad about themselves. And nobody's perfect. And I feel like I have seen a lot of people on social media where they portray perfect
Mm-hmm.
and it's just not reality for anybody, I think. And so I just think it makes people feel like crap, and I don't want to do that. I don't ever want somebody to feel bad about themselves after following me. I want them to
Yeah.
feel good about
And
themselves.
you don't, girl. Honestly, after watching you, I get more inspired and I'm like, okay, I gotta do this. So I have to buy this. This is awesome.
Maybe
And what
not
I
inspired to clean your house, but
yeah.
whatever.
Hey girl, all the stuff to buy. Now you should like watch more of her stories. You'll clean more. I love it. No, it's so cool.
Hardly.
Girl, and what about like one of our maybe last ones we gotta run soon. But where do you think social media is heading? Like do you think like, what do you think? Like, is there anything going to be like bigger or it's going to stay the same? What about bloggers or Instagrammers or
I don't think social media is going to go anywhere.
yeah,
At least right now. I think it's like, I think it's kind of,
especially right now.
yeah,
Everybody's
yeah,
home.
especially right now, right? I mean, I think it's kind of new. So in like the scheme of things, like how it
Yeah.
hasn't, I mean, yeah, Facebook's been around for a long time, but like Instagram's only been big for like the last, I don't know, 5 years. It hasn't been big for that long. And so, I think, we might see like a trend go away from Instagram, like especially like, Instagram
Mm-hmm.
started with like the feed only. And now I think
Totally.
people watch more stories than they do feeds. And so I think that like, then it might move to TikTok, but who knows? I like have no
Yeah.
idea if it's going to go there. Because, like the whole Vine thing happened and then
Totally.
gone.
Went away. Yep.
So, I mean, I don't know. I think you just keep going and just try new stuff.
Totally.
I like honestly have no idea where it's gonna go. But I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. I think it might look different, but I don't think it's gonna go anywhere.
No, that makes sense, girl. And how are you guys doing with the whole quarantine thing? Do you even feel that much difference? Like me as a mom, like I feel a difference, but if, like in a way, girl, I was like, it's not that much different for me. Like it is, but it's not. You know what I mean?
No,
So,
I mean I work from home, so like I always work from home. But so like no, but then I always at some point leave the house once a day, and I can't do that now.
Yeah.
And so, but I don't like it.
No, for sure.
I
think once being out,
want to go out to dinner. Like really, I just want to go sit at Chick-fil-A, and I want to go sit at a Mexican restaurant and eat chips and salsa. Like that's all I want to do.
Girl, do you ever sit at Chick-fil-A though? I think now you totally are going to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah. Well,
now you're gonna eat in all the time.
I mean, I still like get. I mean, I don't know how everyone's. I think the thing with the quarantine thing that we have to remember is, I think we just need to be kind to people because I think nobody knows what they're doing and everybody's doing their best. Everybody wants to protect their family. I think at this point, everybody knows to stay home and wash their hands, which is obviously like, a good thing. But at the same point, I see people like ripping each other apart for silly little stuff. And I'm not saying it's silly by any means. Like, don't take it that way. Like, obviously, it's very serious. Yeah. But like, just be kind. No, I see you're saying. Like, totally. You might not know why that person's going out to the store. Like you might not. And just be kind. I think like that's because everybody's having a hard time, and a lot of people are anxious and nervous, and but overall, I feel like. I mean, I posted this the other day, but I really feel like. And I know you probably agree with me, but I really feel like Daniel and I are like saying Psalm 91 every single day. And I feel very at peace about it. Like I don't feel nervous at all. Like I'm not nervous. And I just and keep on proclaiming those promises. Like what you think, what you believe is what you're going to live out. So it's awesome. So true. But girl, thank you for spreading the light. And honestly, like I think even in this chaos, like it's so awesome to like follow people like you because like there's light in you and I love that. Like, so I love you and thank you for agreeing for like visiting me. And it's like FaceTiming you, which is awesome. Exactly. Like I got to see your face. Everyone is living on Instagram. I've never seen so many live bubbles at the top. Yeah, I know. It's so funny. Girl. But I love you. Say hello to the family and have a good night. You too. Bye. Bye.